Cheers! Fashion, fashion, it's Evelina's Fashion Cafe. Woo! Hi guys, welcome to a new episode of the Fashion Cafe. Today I have Chriselle here. She has an incredible fashion channel and she's also a fashion blogger. And I'm sure a lot of you already know her channel, but today I'm so happy and lucky to film with her. So today we're going to be talking about a couple unhealthy fashion habits, and we're just each going to share a few. And we also filmed a video on Chriselle's channel. I'm gonna link it down below. We did this really cool travel outfits fashion tutorial, so make sure to check that out. All right, so the first one, which we all do it, is overpacking a heavy purse. Because I mean, you have so much stuff that you need to put in your purse. You need your glasses, you need your wallet, you need your camera, you need your lens, whatever it is that you need. You just pack that full purse, and actually most of the stuff you don't even use. So honestly, my biggest advice is just to, I honestly switch to these little, where's my backpack? Oh, it's somewhere there. I switch to these little purses and like little side backpacks, and I just put my wallet, my card into like a little sort of container, and then I have my phone and my sunglasses, and that's it. And it's just a little side purse, and that's all I use. And my back is not hurting anymore. Like, I'm not having all these like issues. Like, it's just so much better.
It's a lot better. I mean, I think all women are kind of guilty of packing their life with them when you really don't need to at all. I think last year I was carrying such a heavy purse that my left shoulder, because I always carry my purse on my left side, the shoulder is actually a little bigger than my right one. So I completely stopped carrying around heavy purses.
That's scary. So take notes, ladies.
So my first unhealthy habit, and I am definitely guilty of this when I first started making my own money and going shopping, is spending a lot more money than what I should have on certain pieces. Don't get me wrong, I'm a huge believer on spending the money on great quality pieces when needed.
Right.
But there are so many brands, and we won't name drop who they are, but they mark up their prices because they know that people will buy them assuming that they are higher quality. So my tip is to always check the labels and make sure you're buying what you're paying for.
Exactly, yeah, I always say this, you know, just check the quality of the fabrics and the type of the fabrics, just kind of familiarize yourself, like what's actually a good quality fabric and whatnot. So the next one is blindly following trends. And I think we've all been guilty of that at some point, because you see these like these shoes that every blogger's wearing, or like something is really big in the industry that everybody's obsessed with. So you're like, all right, I'll give it a try, I'll see how it goes. And then you look back and you're like, oh no, girl, that was not cute, and you should never wear that ever again. But I think with trends, they're just there to help you, to give you some inspiration, to give you some ideas on how you can spice up your wardrobe, how you can, you know, stay relevant with what's into the fashion industry, but at the same time, do it your own way. Yeah. If I saw these shoes, these sandals that just came out, they're like really flat sandals, and like this, they just have this like ugly, like, I don't know, I just saw them, and on me they would never look good because I'm so short. So I'm like, I'm gonna skip on that trend, but it's huge. Yeah. Zara's all over it, everybody's all over it, so I just think, you know, don't be afraid to say no. You don't have to follow everything to be stylish.
And I also think on that note, a lot of girls, myself included, I look at the runways for inspiration, and you know, they're for inspiration, not literal. Sometimes people like to bring into their real life and the real world, and it works for them, but I think for the majority of us, it's just for inspiration and for you to kind of like adapt and pick and choose what you want to take to your own wardrobe, and you know, style it your own way.
Totally.
Now, my next unhealthy habit is high heels. And it is something that I cannot live without, and I'm sure a lot of girls can relate to this.
Guilty.
But you have to realize that wearing heels all day, every day is not good for your feet. It's so important to rest your feet at some point. It's bad for your back, it's bad for your posture. So what I do, especially when I'm traveling to New York, because for me it's impossible for me to walk around in heels in New York, especially in the cobblestone, is I always carry around a pair of flats. So whenever I'm traveling, I'll change into my flats when I think no one's seeing me. Right. And then right when I walk into the meetings, I'll like throw my heels on. And I think it's so much more healthy for your whole body, your posture, and just for your feet. You want to have pretty feet when you get old. You don't want them to look all nasty.
I know, yeah, and it's better for your back as well.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's a really. Do you use like those fold over flats?
Yes, I do.
Really
I can't
awesome.
say that they are necessarily my style, the fold over flats, but they are the most practical in the sense they fold into your purse.
You can put them in your clutch
yes,
if you want.
You can.
Yeah,
You can put them in your pocket sometimes.
yeah, that's
They're
true.
so small and so convenient. So that's what I've been wearing around the city.
So I always say this, and I actually 100% mean it. If the jeans zip up, it doesn't mean they're your size. Because if this is coming out, everything is spilling over, it is not your size. So it's so important to kind of ditch that habit of unhealthily just wearing super tight clothes, because it really damages your circulation. It puts pressure on your internal organs. I actually read that it's insanely unhealthy. It can elevate your acid in your stomach, and especially like when you're wearing that really tight high-waisted jean. So I think it's just really important to wear stuff that's your size. You might think that you were a 00, 2 years ago, and you just can't let it go, and you're really just so happy that you can still fit in those 00 jeans. But girl, trust me, you might want to let them go and get something that's actually your size.
Actually, on that note, that brings me to my last unhealthy habit, which is, I think, comparing yourself to these models that you see on the magazines. Again, I'm guilty of this. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to look like her. But we have to always remember that these models, that's their job, and they have to look a certain way and be very fit. So I think it's unfair to compare yourself to how skinny the models are. I think what's more important is dieting for yourself and being healthy for yourself and being fit, exercising, eating great nutritional food. So I think unhealthy habit just in general is comparing yourself to other people and what's in the magazines.
That's so true. Especially like us working in the fashion industry, it's really difficult to not fall into that, I guess, pitfall of comparing yourself or, always striving for the best thing. But, you have to do it for yourself. Yeah. That, like Chriselle said, I think it's so important to just make it a habit of having a healthy lifestyle. Don't starve yourself to fit into something. So this was our episode of the Fashion Cafe. We also filmed a video on Chriselle's channel. We did a really great travel outfit styling video. So I'm gonna link it right here down below. Make sure to click it, check it out, subscribe to her channel and all of that. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also leave down below your unhealthy habits, because we wanna know. And thank you so much for watching. Bye guys. Thanks for being here.